Hello happy YouTubers, this is Marcelina at cashewgrains.com. This video is about FOGPONICS propagation and management. Let's check this out. Oh my gosh! Holy moly! Look at the root! Look at that, guys! Oh, the fog is coming out. Wow, that's amazing! That's the beauty of FOGPONICS system. Today, I'm going to show you how to grow tons of plants using FOGPONICS and also how to clean the machine. So don't go away. Be right back. Alright guys, I'm here inside the greenhouse and it's pouring rain outside. I can't do anything outdoors, so I thought doing another video on FOGPONICS and showing you guys how to grow tons of plants using the system as well as keeping it clean and well maintained. I'm not going to spend my time cleaning the machine because this will make the video boring, and also you guys probably don't want to see me cleaning most entire of the video. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of information here on how to keep the machine clean and well maintained so it will function properly for you. So for beginners out there who are just beginning to learn FOGPONICS and you just have your first machine, so this video is going to help you. This is my one of my fogger system, and actually I had quite a bit of FOGPONICS because I use the system in all of my propagation. Majority of my propagation is done through FOGPONICS because this is the only method that I can get a higher percentage rate rooting the cutting. So let me show you my propagation here. So this is my geranium, and I propagate a lot of geranium in the FOGPONICS system because this is best for FOGPONICS. As you can see, look at this flowering. This is a rosebud, and I just keep it in here. This is already more than 2 months, and I keep it in here. As you can see, this is the problem when you keep your cutting for so long in the FOGPONICS. It loses the air, and as you can see, it's browning. So this is ready for transplant. So I'm going to transplant this later on this week. And I get a question from some of my viewers about propagating hibiscus, and you guys said that you have a problem rooting the hibiscus cutting. Well, you might have to use FOGPONICS because that is the only method that you can guarantee. So this is my hibiscus. As you can see, look at that, look at that, look at this root, see that? So it is easy for the fogger system, and you can propagate either softwood, hardwood, or semi-hardwood. So this is semi-hardwood, and again it is easy, and I'm going to show you how to propagate the double node propagation. So I'm gonna be growing a lot of hydrangea, and I'm going to show you guys how to propagate hydrangea because this is the best time. It's already close to fall season, so that is the best for rooting hydrangea. Alright, so let's get back to the system. How are you going to clean and well maintain your FOGPONICS system? So I use vinegar, and I cleaned this last month. So as you can see, I did not put or use this my propagation because I was planning to show it to you guys in this video. So use vinegar, 1/2 cup of vinegar in a gallon or bucket, a container, and soak the parts. So soak your knit cap and also the insert. As you can see here, look at that, it's so clean. Look at how clean it is. So use vinegar instead of bleach because bleach is so corrosive, and vinegar is safe and it gives a good what do you say, good result for you. So soak in few hours and then use a brush and brush it. Now inside, you also clean inside, disinfect in the whole entire system. So you want to disinfect outside and inside, and if there is a lot of mineral deposit, because mostly it gets mineral deposit from water and also from the Clonix solution, so remove that so vinegar can do its job. And I already have the water here, so I fill in the container almost close to halfway, and this is going to give my fogger to reach directly to the cuttings. So when you clean your floater like this one here, or clean your fogger, because it's a little bit dirty, as you can see, use a plain water. You don't have to add any vinegar. You can use cloth to wipe it, or use a paper and then just wipe the floating device. So just wipe it, take out all those dirt, and with a Q-tip you just clean inside and take those deposit, especially the area the fog comes here, and then you just take that out, clean it. Remove all this dirt. So this is going to give you a nice flow of the fog. Okay, that's it. That's how you clean. Alright, so let's get the fun part. So we're going to take cuttings, and I'm going to show you guys how to propagate hydrangea. I love hydrangea, so I'm going to show you the double node method. First, we have to plug this in first. And place our, hold on, I made an error in here, so I have to put this one first before I can. You need to join this together and plug our fogger, so you can see, see that it's working. So you definitely have a floater device, because if you don't, it takes a while for the fog to reach to your cutting. So it's working. So I need 2 or 3 of the fogger, but it is best if you put 3 fogger system here, because it distributes this fog in all your cuttings, so your cuttings won't dry out. All right, so this is the fogger. So you can see it's starting fogging now, but I only have 2 foggers. I really need 3 of them to give a full distribution of the water. So I'm going to get another one on different system. So you need 2, no, 3, I mean. So you need 3. So let's go ahead and take the cuttings. So before I place the cutting, guys, so you definitely need this. This is for FOGPONICS. This is Colonix clone solution. So I'm going to pour this all in the system. So this is going to help rooting the cuttings. Okay. Whole bottle. So if you are into FOGPONICS, use this. Oh my gosh, look at this hydrangea. It's blooming like crazy. Oh my gosh, this is the result of 2020. And I added 1 tablespoon of Epsom salt and also 1 teaspoon of peroxide and mixed in solution. So this is the result. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. This is very healthy. So we're going to take cuttings from this because I like this color. And also this is beautiful. Look at that. It's awesome. Look at the texture of the flower. It's different. I'm also going to take cutting from this hydrangea. This is the hydrangea that it doesn't change the color if you put acidifier, soil acidifier. So it keeps green and pink. And in fact, they discontinue this kind of hydrangea, and I'm just wondering why they discontinue. It's a beautiful color. So I have only 2 plants with this cultivar, so I'm going to take a lot of cuttings of this because I want to keep it more in my garden. Because as you can see, look at that. Is that beautiful? So when you take cuttings, always take cuttings that there is no flower. This one here, I don't want to take this. Is this different in? Alright, so let's take cuttings. So make sure you disinfect your pruner. So I'm going to take cutting here, and this is, I'm going to look for new growth. I think this is good. Okay, I'm going to take this below here, and then after you take the cut, I would recommend to spray the cut, because you don't want infection getting into it. I'm also going to take cutting from this cultivar. I will take down here, and I'm going to spray this with alcohol after I'm done cutting. And this one here too, this one here. I'm going to take cuttings. This would, there you go. So we're going to remove the leaves. So this is a little bit firm, so I'm going to take that out. So in node to node method, you don't have to cut closer to the node. You can create a small cut. So this one here, I'm going to take the tip to that, because that is the growth. I wanna stop the growth from there, and then I'm going to take another cut, and I just need 2 leaves. So you just need a little bit leaves to photosynthesize. Now I'm going to cut this one here. So the closer to the node is the higher the concentration of hormones. So the natural hormone is a little bit in the present the plant. So in order to aid extra hormones, so I'm going to use synthetic hormones, which is the Clonix gel. So I'm going to use the Clonix gel hormone. So this is going to help my propagation quicker, and it will give me a lot of roots in the cutting. So I would recommend you guys to get a Clonix gel and Clonix clone solution, as well as the Clonix spray. I already sprayed this with a Clonix spray the other week. So get this, because this is going to help you. I'm not sponsored with this company, and hopefully will be sponsored in the future. So the double node propagation, this is going to give me extra roots. So since this is fern, so if I had this one here, will give me root in this tip. Then I will create another cut in here. It's almost like you are early layering plants in the branch of the plant, but you are early layering your cuttings instead. So you just remove the bark, exposing the cambium, and you scrape the area, this slippery, to expose the cambium. Now the cambium is differentiated cell, and it goes anywhere in the plants, unless you have to communicate, and unless the plant communicate the cambium to focus on one area. So I will create another one here. So node to node is great, because if you cannot create root in this area here, then you can create root in this area. avoid sticking your cuttings in the bottle because it disinfect the whole bottle. So if you can pour a little bit in a glass or any kind of cup. So I use a Q-tip to distribute the clonics. I'm going to place this in the insert. Actually, you can place a lot of cuttings in one insert because there is groove you can place in here. So after you place the cutting, make sure you label the plant because you want to know what plants you propagated as well as the time, because if you don't, the time, the date is going to tell you when is the root starts to develop. And then you place in the cutting next to it. So within 1 week, I'm going to check this cutting and see if it develops callousing. Okay, so that's how you propagate. I'm not going to show the whole entire propagation here, guys. I just show you how to propagate hydrangea. And I'm going to show you the result of the hydrangea that I propagated last week. Alright, so this is the result, guys, of the hydrangea I propagated last week. As you can see, I will take this out so you can see what's going on here. So I put two. As I said, you can place a few cuttings in each group. So you can see that. So there is a root in here. Then I created another node to node. So as you can see, it's producing a lot, especially in here. It's producing a lot of roots because once you cut in its node, the node has a lot of concentration of hormones, and then if you cut that node, its node, then it stimulates that area, so giving you a lot of roots. Is that cool? Look at that, it's so cool. So I have another free hydrangea. So this one here, because these are propagated both, and as you can see, this one here is not rooting, so it's just a little bit budding. So what I'm going to do here to stimulate callousing, I'm going to remove this new bud because this is going to interfere the root development. So I have to remove this, take this out, and then I will place this by itself. So I'm going to put it in here. Alright, place in here. Within 1 week, this is going to produce a lot of roots. So what are we going to do this one here? So I'm not going to grow this, but if you want me, guys, to how to transplant this, then I will transplant it for you. So I use sweet peat and microgreens. So I'm going to use this Mycoplast. This is beneficial fungus, and applied onto the root. So I will put this one here. So you just need one pinch, and I will place this in the pot, and I will add another extra soilless. Okay, look at the root is sticking out. Then after I place in the pot, I'm going to fertilize this hydrangea so it grows bigger faster. I use 1 shot of Epsom salt So you cannot harm the plant if you put too much or less Epsom salt. And then after that, I'm going to apply 2020. So in a gallon of water, apply 2020, one scoop. Like that. And then put it in here. Look at that. Colors blue. And then after that, you water your plant. Within few months, this plant will grow taller and healthier. Here you go. That's it, guys. This is for today, guys. If you came up this far, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Also, don't forget to ring the bell to be notified of our next future videos. Thank you for watching. This is Marcelina at cashewgreens.com. See you next time. Bye-bye.